cabin. Hello everybody. Feeling a bit weird about starting this vlog because it's been ages since I put anything on my YouTube channel that isn't a podcast. Yeah, I feel a bit tomato-ish, as we say in my family, about posting this because it just feels like, hi, I'm back again after like a massive break. Been feeling not so motivated about putting things on YouTube lately. There's been quite a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, some of which I want to talk to you about and some of which is private and I'm not ready to talk about. Maybe it's just not going to go on the channel, which is totally fine, but you know, that's life, isn't it? But there's been some really nice things happening in amongst everything, all of the chaos and stuff. And so there are some lovely musical things that I want to put together in this vlog just to share with you, because some of them have been really good personal breakthroughs. Some of them have been really, really exciting, beautiful dancing things. I'm going to start by taking you through the last month. I have been working on my Handry, and I'll insert some clips and stuff here of my progress with a particular set of tunes that I've been working on. Set of tunes that I've written, Brexit Biscuits and Upland. So if you're familiar with my tunes, I've done Brexit with Morai. Upland is on my solo album, From Darkness Comes Light, and I've been working on these as a set of tunes to play for BAL. So last Sunday I played for my very first solo BAL. I just did a little guest spot at Weedon Balfolk, and so I had that in mind, and I knew I was needing to put a set together to prepare for that. Also, what was coming up very shortly was the Turbo BAL tour, which if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, then you would have seen me post a lot about that. As you know, Lucas Chatterbox was a wonderful Melodeon player who I met in France last year. I will link to those vlogs because there were various ones. One of the workshop that I did with him, and then I went to Son Continu and I saw him play with his band Petit Piment, which was absolutely brilliant. Their album Chill has just been made available on Spotify and all the streaming platforms as well, so I'll link to that down below so you can go and listen to that. So yeah, Lucas came across with his duo Turbo BAL with Cécile Deroux-Béraud, and she is an amazing hurdy-gurdy and violin player and a beautiful singer as well. So their music and dance was just so special. I did the whole tour with them, learned a bit more about Poitou and Limousin dancing, which is where I got the bug last year in the Son Continu. I was really, really happy to be kind of having a chance to perfect some of those dances and learn loads of new ones as well, and buggered up my body. Poitou knee, the Limousin injuries, as I sort of termed the phrase, was very real. My body was broken. And also I came down with COVID last week, which was really, really naff. Anyway, so before the Turbo BAL tour, Lucas came across to England a day early because me and a bunch of mates, including Anna and Ravi, which if you've sort of seen some of my vlogs on here, then you'll recognise them, and some other friends, we invited Lucas to do a house workshop for us. So there was just the 8 of us. We had a whole day with Lucas, and again, just like last year, he was incredibly generous with his time. I don't think we actually finished the teaching element until maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock in the evening after starting at 11 a.m. It was amazing, and we basically wanted him to do a potted version of what he did for us last summer with the harmony and accompaniment workshop. So we definitely got so much out of that day. And specifically, what was really nice is there was an opportunity, if we wanted to have like a mini masterclass where we could each go through something specific with him to do with our own music or a tune that we wanted to get some feedback on. So I played him this set of bourrées that I'd been working on, and I wanted his feedback on stylistics and danceability. There's a little bit of footage that I'll just insert here from that bit of feedback and that workshop.
It's also the fact that sometimes it's also come from an excess of enthusiasm. It's like you overthink the dun 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 dun, and then it just comes from your joy into your melody. And you're like, and you have to try to learn to be more. And you can like a good exercise to do that. You do that at home, but like you take like 2 notes here. So. Okay. So you try to have, if you hear like. Okay, you're not doing it. I'm exaggerating it, but like here, right here, kind of. And I don't want that. So one thing where we try. So. Try to keep. Okay, there is a theoretical limit to this, but I mean, try to keep your sound here as plain as possible, and. So it's a way of not overdriving it. You still have maybe a little bit too strong one. Even in your body it sees that.
Yeah.
And you have strong below effects on each one. On the first tune, to me that still gives me the will of dancing a bourrée, but it would be the thing of, okay, the melody reminds me of a bourrée d'Auvergne, but the drive makes me more want a straight bourrée. Like it works more for like straight line bourrée. On the second one, and it's because of the mix with the way the melody is written, plus this emphasis on the one. It could be. I can understand why sometimes it can appeal to kind of a very energetic waltz as well, and it's somewhere in between. It's less linked to any kind of traditional bourrée I would relate to in France. I would more look that to a more like modern folk bourrée, like an Aragonian one or things like that, or English ones possibly. So, which is a world of dance that I know less. I mean, I don't do that, so I would like use my joker on that and say I cannot say about that. But for the first one, this is what I can say. Like for me, it appeals more to a straightforward bourrée than a sideway walking one.
So if you were done, you'd think cracking, great, enjoyed that first tune, and then you'd go and sit down for the second one. Would you say, or do you think do they work well together? Or?
Oh no, but I mean the melodies. They definitely work well together, but I think if you reduce the contrast between 1 and 2, 3 on both tunes, it's going to work way better, in my opinion and my ways of liking to dance a bourrée. But it's already very good work, so congratulations.
Thank you. That was 20 hours well spent.
Yeah, these are both very nice tunes. I like it. The melodies are quite beautiful, and there's definitely a lot of things to be done with it. So, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Cheers. I was super, super grateful to Luca for taking the time to really give me some thorough feedback. I was quite specific about the things that I wanted, and it really helped me to then focus in the week before my BAL gig. I was able to focus on some real nitty-gritties and some specific things. Because of COVID, I didn't get as much time to pick up the box as I may have wanted to, but because of all the work I'd put in beforehand, luckily when it actually came to the day, I did a reasonable job. I did film the BAL, so I will insert just a kind of clip of me playing for that bourrée set here. You can tell me what you thought of it. I filmed it purely for my own education, so I had a record of what actually happened and how the dancers looked dancing to what I was playing, and if I got the speed right and the stylistics. And if I'm honest, I think the tune set was still wasn't really ready to take out on the road, but I just wanted to get it out my system, and it was a very amenable audience. It was a very small, kind of friendly place to try some stuff out, and that's exactly the approach that I went to them with. My wonderful friend Becky, who was at the Lucas workshop as well, she runs the event, and I approached her and said, look, I'm looking for some really small, genuinely friendly opportunities just to play some of my music, and I want to just test some things out with an audience, just to see how people dance to it, because a lot of the stuff that's on my album I feel is very dance worthy, but I've never played it for BAL, so I just wanted the opportunity to try that out. So super grateful to Weedon Balfolk for that. Thank you so much, Becky and Ravi and Heather and lovely John Stewart, who was there, and everyone else who was up and dancing, some of which of people who've not really done much French dance at all. So they were a real kind of lovely group of guinea pigs, and it was gorgeous to play for them. And there were so many highlights, but loads of things to come away from for my brain to go, so that didn't quite work in the way I wanted it to, so how can we tweak things? And particularly with this set of bourrées, definitely think that they work, and I think the feedback is that they work, but there's definitely some work to be done on them, particularly the first tune, which is still very new. Brexit Biscuits is a tune I wrote in 2016, when the referendum sort of had its time, and I won't go into any of that because I appreciate some people here might have wanted that to happen. I didn't, and I was very upset by it. I ate loads of biscuits. I kind of have a disordered relationship with food and eating, and at that moment in time I chose biscuits. When I wrote it, I put it on the DG box and I wrote it in B minor, and I found that on my 8 bass box I just couldn't fit any of the chords, any of the harmony. But when I was working with the trio, we made it work really, really well with some really cool stuff on saxophone and viola and violin stuff, so it worked for the trio. But playing it by myself now with the Handry, that's got all of the chromaticism and all of the capability on the left hand, I've been able to put some really cool left hand stuff with it. It was kind of my fixation, but I realised that it's a lot of complexity and it needs a lot more time, basically. So whilst I'm very, very happy that I was kind of focused enough to get it to a point that it was pretty much there, ready to play out, I have decided it's coming back to the drawing board, and I will keep working on it. I'm pretty happy with the arrangement and stuff. But yeah. Also, I really wanted to do it by myself as a way to prove that I could. I get very trapped inside my head, which if you've been here for a while, you'll know I talk about that semi-regularly. If you've watched the Son Continu vlog, then you'll know about the kind of the brain weasels that I was experiencing last year. Those brain weasels are still with me, but I am kind of grappling with them a lot better. I'm doing a lot more practice and a lot more stuff to sort of prove to myself that, you know, I can still achieve things if I put the effort in, and if I sort of remain positive and if I remain focused, which is, it ebbs and flows. And I'm actually just started now to get some professional help with that. It's been a long time coming, and you know, you have to just get to that stage where it's like, well, I've tried everything. I've tried ignoring it, and I've tried eating my way through it, and I've tried exercising my way through it. Oh, and the issue is still there. So let's just get some professional help. So that started. Lovely BAPAM. I'm a musicians union member, so that offers me the opportunity and the privilege to access some funding for help with mental health. And I'm very, very grateful that I've connected with a therapist who really seems to know her stuff. It's only been one session so far. It was a lot of kind of me spilling my guts. And hopefully over the next 5 sessions that I've got with her, we can untangle some knots and have a positive way of moving forward. That's kind of really what I want. I want to process some of the things that have happened and the reason why I'm with these brain weasels, which I won't be talking about publicly, but I need to understand that. But like 70% is just about, right, I just want to power on, move forward, and go into the future with my creativity in a really positive way. So that's where we're at. Thank you if you're still here watching. Thank you so much for catching up with me. Swinging away in my hammock under my lovely cabin. I'll just whiz you around so that you can see exactly what I'm looking at under the cedar shingles. Leave me a little comment down below, a little like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. I've just finished doing the first pass edit on Monday's podcast, so look out for that. That will be going out on Monday on YouTube and everywhere else you get audio podcasts. It's going to be with the lovely Benjamin Mack, and it was a really nice conversation, so I'm really looking forward to what you guys think of that conversation. So please do give it a listen when it goes out on Monday. And yeah, hopefully I get my YouTube mojo back. After the BAL on Sunday, I realised that there's so much repertoire that I love to hear, and I'm always like noodling away. I don't really know it, and it's like, come on, there's loads of tunes that you can still, you know, be motivated, and because they're beautiful enough, you know, it's like, come on, just pick up the box. Let's just start learning some repertoire. When I get that mojo back, I will return to my more regular posting on YouTube. But for now, I just wanted to put this little catch-up chatty one out there just to let you know what musical dancey things I have been up to, which have been really, really enjoyable. And also just to let you know where I've been here, which is why there's not been much content going out. So yeah, it's all good. I mean, please don't like worry about me or anything. I'm wise enough and stuff now to know how I get and why I get like this, and I reach out for help when I can't figure it out for myself. Thank you if you have kind of been somebody who's listened and been there and just like gently prompted. I am really, really grateful for that, and really grateful for all of my supporters on Patreon. You guys are amazing. It is very much my main source of income, which is just incredible, and I love doing that work, and I really love the interaction that I get from that community. So thank you. And thanks to all my students who I see privately as well, and yeah, anyone here who just comments and likes and watches these videos. I know that there's a lot of lurkers, so hello to all the lurkers who never interact, but that's totally fine. I will love and leave you, and hopefully see you in this capacity. Maybe less hammocky? I don't know, what have we thought about the hammock chat? it's really comfortable from my position. I will be more upright and less reclined next time I see you, maybe with an instrument in hand, who knows. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!